Everyone likes to credit Batman Begins and Iron Man as ushering in the new era of comic book movies. But then true fans know that it actually all started in 2004 with The Incredibles. The fanboy community had already been alerted to Brad Bird's talent with the Iron Giant, so when he joined forces with Pixar and the animation studio really set his talent free, well, to borrow a line from another famous comic book movie, he didn't disappoint. What would this hot new talent do next? First, it would be a favor. See, Pixar's Ratatouille was floundering, so Bird agreed to take over the film from Jerry's game director Jan Pinkava. He ended up winning his second Best Animated Feature Oscar for his efforts. The first was for The Incredibles, but the fanboy community was a little let down. Sure, Ratatouille was charming and all, who doesn't like Paris, even with rats, but it hardly seemed like the best use of Bird's talents. Where was The Incredibles 2? Well, if you click here, I'll give you a detailed explanation of why you'll probably never see it. But the short answer is that Bird had moved on to live-action film, and I do mean action, which with today's reliance on advanced special effects is practically animation itself. Does Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol have the same quality story as The Incredibles? No, but it does have the same impressive set pieces and inventive action sequences, as well as its profit margin. But while The Incredibles only made Brad Bird and Pixar look good, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol didn't just make Tom Cruise look good, but gave the fading movie star a new lease on his career. So yeah, the big studios weren't going to let Bird go back. He spent a considerable amount of time trying to make his 1906 San Francisco earthquake movie for Disney, but now it looks like he'll be telling another 20th century story for the Mouse House. Say goodbye to 1906 and hello to 1952. Naturally, the movie is shrouded in secrecy, and with a script by Damon Lindelof, well, you all know how I feel about Damon Lindelof. Lost, Cowboys and Aliens, Prometheus, the man makes his living posing questions to audiences that he never answers, and I suspect can't. But as I said earlier, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol lacked in the story department as well, and that didn't stop Bird from delivering. All that we do know at this point about 1952 is that it's a Close Encounters of the Third Kind type sci-fi movie featuring kids and George Clooney, Uncle George. That's certainly an interesting career move for Hollywood's sexiest gray-haired star, but he does seem like he'd fit perfectly in Brad Bird's world, don't you think? Plus, Clooney could also use a new lease on his career, as he hasn't made a big box office splash since the Ocean's 11 movies. Disney has 1952 slated for the holiday season in 2014, and also announced that the film would be in 3D. Bird immediately took to Twitter to say that 3D had not been discussed for the film, though. Brad, I don't think it's up for discussion. Just ask J.J. Abrams. So Brad Bird fans, does 1952 sound like something that'll satisfy your cravings, or are you still jonesing for The Incredibles 2? And seeing as how Bird did such a stellar job writing his animated flicks, why the heck isn't he writing his live-action flicks? Write your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.